Is Bayley really leaving the WWE to go to AEW? All right, so now that I got that out of the way, guys, I'm not a journalist. I'm not a reporter. I'm not here to talk about what I heard from sources or any of that measures. I'm a wrestling fan just like you guys. I'm a fan, and I'm here to talk as a fan to you guys. I am a WWE fan. I'm an AEW fan. I'm a TNA fan. I'm a Major League Wrestling fan. Sorry, Robert Karpelis. I didn't mean to mention Major League Wrestling. I am a New Japan fan, an All Japan fan, a Pro Wrestling Noah fan, a Stardom fan, a Marigold fan, a DPW fan, a Juggalo Championship Wrestling fan, Absolute Intense Wrestling fan. You guys get the point already. I'm a professional wrestling fan. First and foremost, professional wrestling fan, okay? I don't subscribe to tribalism. I have my criticisms from all companies. I'm stating my opinion here, so that's just the end of that little discretionary advisory note. Bayley, she is up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen with her. You know, this past Saturday on Saturday Night's Main Event, it looked like Lyra really rode her off television. It looked like maybe the last time we were going to see Bayley because of the way that Lyra beat her up. Now, obviously, you know, in professional wrestling, they do these types of angles, and then they have the eventual return of the wrestler that got laid out and beaten so decisively, and then carried out because they were injured, and they have them make a triumphant return, and then that helps build and lead into the next match where eventually the hero gets the win and the villain gets the comeuppance, and you know, and that's the feud, right? I mean, that makes sense. But what happens is when you spark a bunch of rumors like what's going on with Bayley, you have Mercedes Moné on social media talking about TikTok like it's happening soon, and like I can't wait to see you in the company. And I'm speaking of like what she's saying to Bayley basically through social media to conjure up the theories and the fantasy bookings and everything that's going on right now with this Bayley situation. And then you cap onto that with the way that Lyra match ended. You have to wonder if maybe these rumors aren't just rumors and we're talking about something that is going to be inevitable at this point. Bayley walking away from WWE and entering into AEW, and if that's going to actually happen. And before I get into that, guys, if you like this video more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and notifications bell. It's free, you guys, and it helps me get out to more people. I'm a content creator that talks about professional wrestling from a fan perspective. I've been a fan for over 40 years, you guys. So I've been a long time professional wrestling fan. I enjoy the new kinds of wrestling, the old school kinds of wrestling, and I report from the Portal of Pro Wrestling. And I love to hear what you guys have to think about professional wrestling. So join the community. We can talk about wrestling. We can have some laughs. I can hit you with some old school, like, television show references and quotes from movies and stuff. We're going to have a good time, you guys. It's a party over here. So make sure that you hit the subscribe and notifications bell so that you're in tune to what goes on here in the Portal of Pro Wrestling. So now we're going to talk about Bayley, and if this is true that she's actually leaving WWE. If you look at the landscape of the women that are showing up in the WWE from both brands, the SmackDown and Raw brand, it's getting younger. You've got ladies like Blake Monroe, like Julia, like Kiana James. You've got Sol Ruka. Tatum Paxley's on her way in. Jada Parker is basically ready to show up. Jordan Grace is trying to get back into the thick of things. There are so many women that are coming into the WWE right now. There's a new generation that is on the horizon. You still have veterans like Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley's becoming a veteran. Io Sky. Liv Morgan is also becoming a seasoned veteran within the ranks of the WWE. So, you know, with those legends there, those superstars there, they can help with the new generation. With Bayley, it seems like she'd be left out. They have done all they can with Bayley, and I just don't see off the top of my head what more they can do with her. They had her go back to NXT for a while, help some of the younger people out. She's been really doing a good service to put ladies like Maxine Dupree and Lyra Valkyria over, and Sol Ruka even with the WWE audience. She's done a great job with that. They've tried so many different gimmick changes. They had her as a bad girl. They had her as loose cannon, someone that was dealing with like multiple personality, split personality disorder. They had her come back as the hugger Bayley. They did all of these different things, and she had a great run. But it seems that they don't know what else to do, and they're probably not confident in getting anything out of Bayley other than what she's been known to do for the entirety of her career in the WWE. So I think it's best for WWE and for Bayley, and this is just my opinion, you guys, subjective opinion here, that Bayley should move on and head out to AEW. She's best friends with Mercedes Moné. She needs a fresh start. She needs to go out there and wrestle different women and maybe explore the independents and go to Japan and go to Mexico and just really kind of like get reinvigorated, get inspired again. You know, she's still young. You know, she's in the twilight of her 30s, of course, but there's still a lot of miles on Bayley. She can get a lot of new experiences in AEW and work the independents in the different countries, and then eventually she can come back to the WWE, because to be honest with you, Mercedes Moné and Bayley are shoo-ins for the WWE Hall of Fame at some point. So they're definitely going to come back. But with Bayley, just like Mercedes Moné when she was Sasha Banks, maybe they just need to get out of that world in the WWE, you know, coming from NXT and then working their way up into the WWE system and having to deal in an era like in the late 2010s where things were just like really uncertain, that Vince McMahon era where it was like really crazy because he was like this senile old man that was doing just the wildest stuff. And you know, I'm sure that took a lot out of them, you know, creatively and physically. So maybe it's best for Bayley to go out and work with her friend and really get that spark and that love back, you know. You also gotta remember Izzy Marino, who was the Bayley fan in NXT, is now a professional wrestler. I talked to Dominic D'Angelo from the Rumor and Innuendo podcast, and he was talking about how Izzy actually was a journalist for a while, and she did some press at AEW pay-per-views. So now she's a professional wrestler, you know, and she's really young. The lore, if she were to work with Bayley in AEW, is already there. She's a huge Bayley fan, right? So even if Bayley goes into AEW with a different name, the same rules would apply. She's just a hardcore Davina Rose fan or Pamela Rose or whatever name she's going to go by fan. And now you can pair Izzy Marino up with Bayley, and they can go after like Billy Starks and Athena or Mercedes Moné and whoever else Mercedes Moné has. You know, there's just so many different routes that you can go in that arena. And of course, you guys, Izzy Marino could show up in NXT. Bayley can go down to NXT and try and be a coach for her and help her through the ranks of NXT, and then help her to come into the WWE and the main roster. And Lyra would probably still be around. Maybe she'd have Tatum Paxley with her, or some other NXT call up, Carmen Petrovich or something like that. It's always possible that you can go that route. I'm not denying that. But with AEW, it's like Bayley being friends with Mercedes Moné and just that fresh crop of women's talent that is out there in AEW that Bayley hasn't worked with yet. It just seems to me that it would benefit Bayley a lot more, and WWE would have one less superstar that's got a contract that they're going to try to restructure and take a pay cut, you know, take a pay cut so they can come in. They don't have to deal with that. Bayley can go get reinvigorated and get her love back and get inspired again over in AEW. I think it just works out for both parties. And again, you guys, the tribalists, I know they're going to hit me up in the comments saying, like, you know, on the AEW side, they're going to say, you know, she needs to get out of that crummy WWE situation. And on the WWE side, they're going to say, oh, we don't want her anyways, or why would she want to go over there and do the same thing that she's doing now in the WWE? I get those comments. I get those perspectives. I really do. But to preserve professional wrestling, those that complain about AEW women's wrestlers not coming into their own and not being established, then working with women like Bayley and Mercedes Moné will help bring something out of them. You guys do realize that, right? Like, there would be no Bayley or Sasha Banks without like Paige, or without the Bella Twins or AJ Lee, or you know, some of those veterans that helped bring them up, you know, like that there's a ladder a bridge to that success, and working with some of those veterans can help bring out something from them that they didn't even know existed. And so when I look at Bayley's opportunities here in WWE, she's done it all. There's nothing else that she can do right now. But in AEW, she has a crop of new women's wrestlers. She has all these other different opportunities. And like I said, bringing in Izzy Marino, I think would be a great idea. And I think they should entertain that, especially because I did not know that she was a journalist for AEW pay-per-views back when, and she would bring her mom because she was, underage. And she would bring her mom to come in and ask questions. That's wild to me. But it makes so much more sense why they should pull the trigger and get that done. It makes sense story-wise, and Mercedes Moné can tease Izzy Marino, and then we can find out Izzy knows how to wrestle. There's just so much going on there. And guys, I know I'm talking in circles here, but I really want to establish this idea of, like, in my opinion, and my opinion only, I think that's the right move for Bayley. I respect her in WWE, but I think that she has said on a number of occasions, without disparaging WWE or like putting them down at all, she has talked about being frustrated with her direction and what she wants to get out of the company and wanting to be in the WrestleMania main event and all that stuff. So, they're obviously not going to give that to her, you guys. They're not going to give her that. So let her go to AEW, and then by the time she comes back, maybe they finally do realize that and they give that to her. Let them see what they're missing so that they know when they get her back, they know what they have. And Bayley can go to AEW and show them the Bayley that she wanted to show WWE, and maybe they wouldn't let her creatively for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be nefarious reasons, right? So that's my opinion on the subject there. I think with AEW, they do get these opportunities to bring these high-level superstars in, and sometimes I feel like they do drop the ball because of the rotation. So they have such a massive roster. It's like you really can't afford to bring anyone else in at this point. They barely have an opportunity to rotate some of their stars right now. Like, when's the last time you seen Swerve Strickland? You know what I mean? In AEW, when's the last time you seen Chris Statlander even? You know what I mean? But they do, when they do make something out of it, it is really special, And I think with Bayley, they're not going to just like let her roam around Ring of Honor or Collision. They're really going to do something special with her and getting her in the mix with Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné is more than likely going to help her friend out, you guys. You know what I mean? And I think that they can do some great stuff together. Bayley against Mercedes Moné in AEW would be huge. I wish that could happen for All In, to be honest with you, because that's a Wembley Stadium match if I've ever heard of one. That's actually a Wembley Stadium main event, you guys, because they put on classics in NXT. If you know, you know. So anyways, you guys, I'm gonna leave the video like that. It's just my opinions off the top of my head, you know what I mean? And I'm a Bayley fan, I'm a WWE fan, I'm an AEW fan, guys. I'm a wrestling fan, and that's my opinion. I think she should go to AEW, and you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you think she should go to AEW, stay with the WWE, maybe retire and become a performance center trainer, you guys let me know down in the comment section below. And again, you guys, if you like this video, it's free, y'all. Hit that like button. At the very least, if you don't want to leave a comment, just hit that like button, because it does wonders for me in the algorithm. But I respond to every single comment, you guys, good, bad, or whatever. So go ahead and don't feel shy. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. It's the Wrestling Old Head reporting live from the Portal of Pro Wrestling. I'll see you in the next one, you guys. Thanks again.